Hello, welcome to this flow class. Let's start lying on our backs. With either your feet flat and your knees up or your legs extended, take your hands onto your belly or your ribs. And take a few breaths here, taking the time to land, if you like, on your mat. So that slowly the awareness of the outside world disappears, to make space for the awareness of yourself within your own body, breath and mind. When you're ready to slowly open your eyes, if your feet are extended, bring them back so the feet are under the knees. Then you're going to, one after the other, take the knees in towards the chest, hug the knees, rock from side to side. Come back to the center, find your shins parallel to the floor so the knees are above the hips. A little too strong, keep the knees in. Bring the arms up and let's take some ankles and wrists rotations. And in the other direction. Here, with the arms up and the legs parallel to the floor, we're going to take the navel in towards the spine and push the floor away from where we are. Inhale, extend the left leg and the right arm. Exhale, bring them back through to the center. They do not touch the floor. Inhale, right leg, left arm, back through towards the center. Do 3 more of those in your own breath. Inhale, extend opposite arm and leg. Exhale, back through towards the center. Last repetition. Opposite arm and leg, left leg, right leg, left arm. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. Good. Release the feet flat to the floor. Take the legs to about mat width apart. Take the arms into goalkeeper arms, so the elbows and the shoulders are aligned and the palms are facing up towards the ceiling behind your elbows. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring the knees over towards the right and the gaze over towards the left. Inhale back through towards the center, over to the other side. Again, inhale to the center. Exhale to one side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. 2 more repetitions in your own time. Last round. Come back through towards the center with the nose and the knees. Bring the legs back so that the toes and heels and knees are together. And then you can release the arms behind the head, actually interlace the fingers, take the hands behind elbows pointing up. If you need to, you could have a core connector, so you could take your brick between your thighs here. Tuck the chin, and then as you exhale, you're going to lift the head with the help of the hands and bring the elbows towards the thighs. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. One last time. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to stay here for another breath. So as you inhale, exhale, see whether you can lift a little bit more. Press those feet down, squeeze the brick. Then inhale, release all the way down with the upper body. You're going to allow the knees to knock in towards one another, so you can take the brick away. You can leave the hands behind the head, but the elbows quite relaxed. Take another breath here. Filling your belly, exhaling through the mouth. Let's bring the feet back to be under the knees. Take that brick again between the thighs. This time elbows face up towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin, inhale. As you exhale, roll over onto your right shoulder so the left elbow comes to the outside of the thigh. Towards this, it won't necessarily get there. Inhale, head down to the floor. Exhale, roll over onto your left shoulder tip so the right elbow goes in the direction of the thigh. If the left shoulder is still to the floor, the elbow will not reach towards the thigh, of course. And here you're trying to reach into your obliques. So you have 3 more repetitions onto either side. When you exhale, you twist. Inhale, relax the head and everything down to the center, and then to the other side. Two more repetitions to either side and you're on time. So of course you don't have to do the full 4 times to either side. You could stop after 2 if you feel that this is engaged and worked your core plenty enough. One last time. Release the hand from behind the head. Release the brick away from in between the legs. Extend the legs forward. Take the arms over the head. Breathe in and exhale through your mouth. Let's do this one more. Bring the feet flat to the floor. So again, the feet are under the knees. This time the arms go back to the side of the body. Have plenty space here. Press those feet. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, peel. So the back of the body, so that the pubic bone, the belly, the ribs, the chest lift up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. So you release yourself all the way down. Good, let's do this another 3 times. 2 breaths per movement. Inhale, lengthen, plant your feet. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. So you are releasing the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and the buttocks. Twice more. Inhale, lengthen, pelvic tilt. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. And again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. One knee in towards the chest, followed by the other knee. Rock from side to side. And then start to rock a little bit more actively so that you nearly come all the way to one side. So then you press onto your upper arms to roll yourself onto the other side. And you use this motion here. Make sure that your head feels supported or relaxed. Good. One last time to either side. Come back to the centre, tuck the chin, hands go behind the thighs and start to rock back and forth. Again about 4 times here. And then on your last time here, try to hold. Whoops, I rolled back. Let's do this once more. So here you lift the chest. Good, you try to hold. If it doesn't feel quite comfortable, feel free to have the hands to the floor but the shoulders relaxed. Here you are using your core awareness. Good. Then cross the legs. Up to you whether you want to roll over onto your knees, to come onto your hands and knees, or whether you want to slide the legs out to the side to then come back onto the hands and knees. Here we're going to take the left knee a little bit further forward and then the left forearm down. So the elbow and the knee end up being quite close towards one another. And yet we're going to extend the right arm forward and then the right leg back so we can stretch on the side of the body. Stay for another couple of breaths. Then gaze up, bring the right hand back, the right knee back, and then come back onto your hands and knees. Here, if taking the knee back is not quite nice on the knee, there is another variation that you can take. So instead of bringing the right knee, the right forearm, taking the left knee back and the left arm forward, you would stay onto your hands and knees, but this time take both arms towards the right side, so you stretch more into the upper body, perhaps a little less in the hip. So take the variation that feels comfortable and take a few breaths here. Gaze back up, slide the left arm, slide the left knee. Bring yourself back onto the hands and knees. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Slide the hands forward. Allow the head to dangle. So you're looking at your thighs, tuck the toes, press the floor away from you, engage the muscles of the legs and lift yourself up. So your sitting bones are up towards the ceiling, your knees are bent. You're pressing the floor away, you're lengthening the spine. Then think about the thigh muscles going towards the thigh bones and the thigh bones towards the hamstrings. Your heels are still lifted. If you want, you try to start to release the heels towards the floor. And then you're going to shift both heels towards the left, so you stretch a little bit more onto the right side of the body. Back through towards the center, over to the other side. Come back through towards the center. This time you are walking your feet towards your hands. You're towards the front of the mat, and then you can either hold onto the elbows, keep the hands to the floor, bend the knees heavily, whatever feels comfortable for you. Then slowly bend the knees so you come down as if you were nearly squatting down into a chair, and then you can either lift the arms by the side of the ears or keep the hands towards the hips. And then slowly inhale all the way back up. Then take the left arm back down to your bottom, the right arm back down towards your bottom. Bend the knees, lengthen the tailbone, you're scooping the ice cream. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back and gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. Straighten the knees, come back through towards the center. Let's take a few sun salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Take the right leg back and the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, the front leg goes back into your down dog. Remember your variations. Take the ones that feel comfortable. Come forward into a plank or a half a plank. Nose, chin, chest as you dive forward. Release the hands down to the floor, into a sphinx. Hands to the side of the chest, sit back into your heels, lift yourself back up into a down dog. Right leg lifts and comes forward, knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Back leg steps all the way to the front. Crown of the head down, bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. Good job, let's do this some more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Left leg goes back, left knee goes down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, the front leg goes back into a down dog. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank or a half a plank. Bring the upper body a little bit further forward, release yourself down. Take the variation that feels comfortable, perhaps a hovering cobra this time. Hands up off the floor, use your core to lift the upper body. Hands to the side, tuck the toes, sit back into your heels, lift yourself back up. Left leg lifts and then comes forward, right knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Tuck the back foot, back leg to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knee, sweep the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in towards the chest. Good, we have a couple more. So we inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Right leg goes back. See whether now you can maybe keep the knee lifted up off the floor. Exhale down. Front leg goes back into a down dog. Up onto the toes. Forward into a plank or a half a plank. Nose, chin, chest, and then maybe this time upward facing dog or a sphinx or a hovering cobra or a cobra. Into your down dog. Right leg lifts, comes forward. Perhaps the left knee stays off the floor. Release the hands down to the floor, step the back leg all the way to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knees, sweep the floor. Hands in towards the chest. Just one more on the left side. Down. Left leg. Lunge. Down dog. Half a full plank. Back bend. Down dog. Left leg lifts, comes forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Back leg to the front, crown of the head down. Bend the knee, sweep the floor. Hands in towards the chest. Stay there for a couple of breaths. Notice the blood flow. The heart beating. Release the hands to the side of the body. From here, let's turn to face towards the long end of the mat and be in the middle of the mat. We're going to bend the knees, take the hands towards one another, and you can jump or you can step out. 1, 2, 3. Jump the arms out. Good. Make sure that your outer edges of your feet are further than your elbows and perhaps even all the way underneath your wrists. Hands to the hips. Have a look towards your right toes. They're coming in. and the left toes coming out. Bend into the front knee. Turn the torso towards the long end of the mat. Lift your arms up to shoulder height. Relax the shoulders. Gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm, and whilst you're there, maybe towards your knee, ensuring that the toes and the knees are in the same direction. So if the toes are pointing in and your knees out, then you definitely want to have the toes and the knees aligned. If they are more or less aligned but the knee wants to go in a little bit, make sure that the outside of the knee is rolling back towards your hip. Good, take another couple of breaths here. Feel the length in the side of the body, the length alongside the arms. From this, you're going to inhale, bring the body forward, release the forearm to the thigh or all the way down to the floor, or use your brick. Now the top hand could be as it is, could be onto the hip to keep the chest open and the shoulder feeling safe. Or you can turn the palm in and then bring it all the way so that you get a deeper stretch into the side of the body. So you're opening into your chest, you stay here for a few breaths. Remember your variations, hand to the hip, left forearm to the thigh. Still use your core if you can. Pressing onto those feet. See whether you can lift the bottom arm and bring it in line to the side of the ears. Then bring yourself all the way back up to the warrior two. Gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm once more. Hands to the hips, straighten the front leg. Have the feet parallel. Maybe you pigeon to the feet back through to the center and take a couple of breaths here. Let's now all go to the other side. Left toes come in, right toes come out. Bend the front knee, turn the torso and the shoulders facing towards the long end of the mat. You're outwardly rotating those thighs essentially. So you can take the hands to the inner thighs and then imagine that you're trying to unsmooth your trousers. Make sure the knee and the toes are in agreement. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm. Pressing the big toe mound, the little toe mound, the inner heel, the outer heel. Think of your inner arches of the feet. And imagine a spiral staircase there going up your leg towards your groin. So that's the sense of energy going up into your legs. Inhale, as you exhale, hinge forward, release the forearm to the thigh, to a brick on the floor, or even the fingers all the way down to the floor. Lift the arm up, or you could take it to your hip, or you could take it over the head, turning the palm facing towards the floor, and your gaze wherever it is, feeling comfortable. Keep pressing big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel, outer heel, but you should be able to give a wiggle with your toes. One more breath here. Can we, for a couple of breaths, bring the other arm by the side of the ear? That is an option, you don't have to. And then lift back up to the warrior two. Gaze towards the middle finger of the front arm. Good, hands to the hips, straighten the front leg, have the feet parallel. From here we're going to take this stance a little shorter by taking the heels towards one another, and you bend your knees, so we come into goddess posture here. Shoulders and hips aligned. So tendency is to sort of stick your bum out and come forward. If this is the case, then maybe go a little bit shorter. That's what I'll do. You are comfortable in your knees. Your goddess could be quite a deep goddess in the knees, but it could also be quite a sort of a goddess on a horseback rather than on two horsebacks. So from here, we're going to inhale, lift the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, lift. This time, see if you can take your arms into goalkeeper arms. And again, once more. One last time. Good. Straighten the legs, release the arms, and you're going to pigeon toe the feet back through towards one another here. Find the length, find your feet firmly planted here. Take the weight onto the right leg, lift the left leg. You could have the toes to the floor. Right hand to the outside of the left leg, left hand onto your lower back. Lift the chest, inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to turn. Only the torso, the hips stay where they are. Then the gaze comes back, the spine comes back, the foot comes down to the floor. From this, we're going to take the left leg back and take it back into a lunge so we can stretch into the front of the hip as well. So keep the back heel lifted. Step the back leg all the way towards the front, and let's do this on the other side. So you have the left foot down into the floor, the right leg lifts. Could be high, could be low, could be wherever you want it to be, as long as it's comfortable and you can find your sense of balance. Shoulders and hips are aligned. Take the left hand to the outside of the right leg and the right hand behind you onto the lower back, even all the way down to the sacrum. Crown of the head up, and then as you exhale, you're going to twist. Gaze back through towards the center. Spine comes back through towards the center. Release the right foot to the floor. Then again, lift it and then take it back into a lunge here. So the back heel is lifted, but you can feel that stretch into the front of the hip. You're going to step the back leg all the way towards the front now. And beautiful. From here, let's inhale and lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. So we find ourselves in Uttanasana, the standing forward bend. You can have the feet separated, you can have them together, whatever feels more comfortable. Feel that opening into the back of the legs and the releasing in the spine. Take the right leg back and the left leg back so you find yourself once more into a down dog. Up onto the toes, forward to your hands and knees. Here we're going to come all the way down onto our fronts. So coming all the way to your fronts, have the forearms under your body here. Forehead onto your hands. And take a breather here. You can allow the heels to turn out. Lift the head, press or tuck the toes of the right leg and extend the right leg back to have that foot down to the floor. Tuck the left toes, lift and extend that left leg, but this time bend the left knee. Press the right forearm down, take that left arm forward, thumb down, opens out, and then reaches towards your foot. Perhaps towards the ankle, perhaps towards the top of the foot, perhaps towards the inside of the foot. Maybe with the help of a belt. Here, lengthen. You press your pubic bone down as if you were trying to squish the floor underneath you, but keeping that tailbone right here long and extending. You can start to push the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. Good. And then you're going to release. Release the forehead down, Relax for a couple of breaths. You can wobble your bottoms. Over to the other side. So this time we tuck the toes of the left leg, we extend and we release. So we have the same length on one side and the other side of the torso as well as the legs. Tuck the toes of the right foot, lift and lengthen the right leg, yet bend the right knee. Take the right arm forward, thumb down, and then you're going to reach towards the back foot here. You keep pressing the pubic bone down, because as you press down, this will elongate onto the front of the body, and you can start to push the foot into the hand into the foot, and get that bend onto the right side of the body, as well as the stretch into the front of the body. You can keep your head down, you can gaze up. And then when you're ready, you release the leg, you release the arm, you release the buttocks, you allow the feet to roll out and your cheek to go to one side as you rest your head onto your hands. Tuck the toes, take the hands to the side of the chest. You can choose here to come back, lifting yourself back up into a Chaturanga Dandasana. So you would press the arms down, roll the shoulders back, keep the elbows to the side of the body, lift the knees, engage your core and lift yourself back up to a plank. Or here you can tuck the toes, bring yourself back into a child's posture and then into a plank. We are all anyhow now coming knees to floor. Sit back onto your heels and take the hands behind you. Take the hands to the side of the knees, slowly and curl yourself all the way back to being sat on your heels or your legs extended in front of you. And this is what we're coming to, so we're going to take the legs out to the side. And then here, having those feet flat to the floor, we're going to lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. You can keep the hands where they are and then start to lift one leg and then the other leg, and again, and again. Let's do this a fourth time. Maybe you'd like to lift both legs, in which case you will roll back onto your sitting bones, come up onto your heels so the toes are lifted, and then see whether you want to lift those legs. You can hold onto the back of the thighs, or you can release the arms out to the side and come into your variation of your boat posture here. So you can extend the legs as well. You can have your oars down, so you could hold a little bit onto the floor or have the hands up. Can you see me wobbling about? Very, very strong. And then you can cross the legs or keep the legs extended in front of you, lift up, and then release yourself forward and over so you're folded. Slowly and curl yourself all the way back up. You're going to extend the legs in front of you. Take the left knee in towards the chest and then take it over. Perhaps even bend the bottom knee, so you roll over onto your right hip, bend the left knee and then come into Gomukhasana legs. Otherwise, just extend that bottom leg keep it forward if you cannot sit both sitting bones comfortably on the floor. Hold onto the front knee. Inhale, lift the torso, relax the shoulders. Might be useful to be sat onto a prop as well if you're feeling some pinching into the front of the hips. Take another couple of breaths here. Perhaps here you'd like to open your eyes, elongate the spine and then come forward and down. Slowly and curling yourself all the way back up. Take the hands to the side of the hips and then extend the bottom leg forward, followed by the other leg. Let's take this on the other side. Take your right knee in and then the right knee out. Maybe you stack it on top. That perhaps is plenty enough for you, or you roll over onto your side, bending the bottom knee to find both sitting bones down and the feet to the outside of the hips. Again, take the hands under the knees or on top of the knees. Apply no pressure, simply holding gently. Find the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, spine upright. Stay here for a few breaths. Slowly open your eyes, and then maybe you'd like to come forward. Inhale, gaze back all the way up. Take the arms out to the side of the hips. Extend the bottom leg. Release the top leg. Allow the legs to fall out briefly to the side. Take a couple of breaths here. From this, let's take a little gentle twist. Left leg comes in and comes to the outside again. Lift the torso, hug the knee, take the other arm behind, crown of the head up, and then you're going to very gently twist. Your gaze follows the breath as you gently twist a little further maybe. Slowly head comes back through towards the centre, spine comes back towards the centre. Release the leg. Take the other knee in, over to the other side. Spine upright, hug the knee. Take the other arm behind, feeling that spine tall. Every time you exhale, you may twist gently, keeping your pelvis facing forward. gaze back through towards the center, the spine comes back through towards the center. Extend the leg. From here, bend the left knee in, have the foot to the floor, take the arm behind you, right arm in front, and then you're going to lift yourself up. Allow the head to dangle. Down to the floor, come back through towards the center, over to the other side, take the right knee in, opens out, right arm behind you, left arm at the front, and you lift. Slowly releasing yourself all the way back to the front. Knee comes up, extend the legs, and then coming to your relaxation of your choice, whether you have the legs extended, the feet flat and the knees up, whether you're on your side, on your front, sat up. What is important is that you may be able to release the weight of your body into the floor. So the connection of your body to the floor. Imagine this is gently anchoring you down. So that now no more effort is required. The physicality of the practice, the asanas, the postures, they are now behind you. So what is left within you? For some, a sense of tiredness. For some, a sense of heat. For some, a sense of release. Of coolness. Keep observing. And so bring your awareness onto your breath now and how it travels through your body. Perhaps you can take your hands into your belly, anywhere around the diaphragm, the ribs, the fullness of the belly, or above the pubic bone, all of those areas, as well as the sides of your waist and the back of your body. I've worked hard in this practice, and now they can melt, release, and give more space for the relaxed breath. Allow yourself to observe what is happening on the inside of your body, around your skin. feel comfortable to slide the hands away from your torso. Take some gentle movements. Perhaps take the arms over the head, stretch the legs forward. You can rock from side to side. Take any posture that allows you, any movement that allows you to eventually roll over onto one side, curled up into a ball. Press your top hand down to the floor. Slowly bring yourself back up into a comfortable seated posture. Noticing how you feel, accepting it, embracing it. Let's take 3 breaths together. Inhale, arms up. Allow the breath to come out through your mouth. Let's take one more breath. Release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. I salute you. Namaste.